Okay, y'all, let's get into it. Now, I've been listening to the about Tina and the Mary situation, and I want to talk about why it's so hard to leave. I have a crush, and y'all might say that don't even compare, but when I love somebody, I love them. I do, and it's something about when they don't want you, or they're not all over you. Especially, I'm a Leo, so y'all, I'm used to men, being giving me a lot of attention. I'll say that, and because I'm a little confident. I'm that girl, honey. And everybody's not checking for you like that. So when it comes to somebody who is not all over me, it's a challenge for me too as a woman. So I'm like, oh, why he ain't all, and it might tug with me. But one thing I don't want is more disappointment, because those type of guys can break your heart in a way it's hard to repair. So some people think, we got all this time, I need my time to make sense, I can't get this time back, I'm embarrassed, I want to make sense of this time. Like, I'm not that kind of woman. I'm for real. Now, I'm serious. When my marriage was ending, it was short. I told my grandma, I said, Grandma, I don't know why you upset. I said, because just think about who I am. I'm an author. I'm an educator. I got 3 degrees. You know what I'm saying? I'm accomplished. Like, a lot of my self-worth comes from that. Okay? And me being a child of God. But my ambition always overshadows my relationships. And so I know sometimes men can't handle that because they know that women center them. And I don't always center them, right? So that's why y'all need to keep listening, so you can learn how not to center a man and center yourself, because a lot of my gratification comes from my name being on them papers, y'all. Been on them papers and who I am at the job and stuff like that. That motivates me. My creativity, because outside of a relationship, we don't spend all of our day in a relationship. But I just remember, I get happy for people, and I'm bleeding for Tina because I'm looking at her life and I'm like, oh my God. When you see their pictures and her beautiful smile, you're like, oh my God, she just seemed like she was so happy, Lord. I get why she fought for that. You get what I'm saying? And some people do love their mates more than they love themselves. And then we don't like the idea of starting over. And we don't want to date anymore. I mean, y'all, it's so many, bumps. I know it's hard for women. At first, I could not relate. But I get it. I'm getting older now. I would love a mate. But I know what comes when I love a man real hard. So I can't date men. And my ex used to say that. He was like, you always get the ones that ain't that attract. I'm like, yeah, because if I get somebody that I'm real head over heels, he gonna be 6 feet under, because I can't deal with that. Infidelity. And then I'm jealous. Oh my God. Please, honey. I am the sun, the moon, and the stars. Dude, don't you give my attention and love to somebody else? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I will end you. So my temperament is what keeps me from putting up with a lot of stuff. And I'm not saying I haven't played the fool and gone back before. What I'm saying is I move different within the relationship. And I can't tell y'all some of the stuff I done did because it wasn't right. They say women can't do what men do. Well, okay, I beg to differ, but all right now. All right now, it depends on who you're listening to. I'm rebellious in that way. I'm not old-fashioned in that way, okay? So, and then now in my age, I'm 47, so I do look at character. I can tell the difference between ego and humility. And I need a man who's humble, because even if, sometimes older men are those men. You know what I mean? But let's really talk about it. What has kept you in a relationship that did not honor you necessarily, and you're just like, honey, I'm in this role? Was it image? Was it the kids? Was it financial? No, seriously, y'all, because I don't know. I don't. Not when it comes to marriage. I don't know if I'm the type of woman that really valued it, because financially I'm fine. I'm not rich. I don't know if you would consider me wealthy, but I do have financial means, and I will work. I love my career. I am not looking forward to, I don't like men to control me. I'm very accomplished in my own right. I am not going to downplay my accomplishments for you. And so, I'm looking at this story, and she put up with his infidelity for a very long time. And she probably wanted him to see her worth. She probably wanted him to finally love her the way that she loved him. And so, ladies, I'm prefacing this to say, do not date a man who you love more than you love yourself. I mean, seriously. And be careful. I'm serious now. You want a balance. Because at first I didn't understand what my grandma was talking about. She was like, you want the man to love you more. I get that. But I do want to love him. But you want him to pursue you in a way that expresses how he loves you. Now, you don't want him to be somebody you can run over. But I've dated men who had more options, and I wasn't the center. And when that's the case, you end up idolizing them. You end up competing with other women. That is a given. So sometimes you can take a man that may not, the guy, I have a couple Christians. They may be Christian on me too, but it's the one guy. He's a really nice friend. He's a gentleman. He's kind. He's very attentive. He's so sweet. But he's on the eyes too. Now, it's some things that I feel like I do, if we got together, I would want him to work on. But I'm not dismissing his spirituality and his consistency, the way he shows up, and his kindness in very gentle ways. And he's not trying to land me. And because a lot of times when men are not consistent, it's ego or it's other women. And I will not compete with your children or your time. Now, children are a priority, but I won't even compete in that area if you don't know how to have a balance. I'm just keeping it real. It is about me. And one guy was like, I'm going to get somebody where it's not all about them. No, it's not that I couldn't understand. I'm telling you, I can't give you all my time because I'm single. My life is about me. What? And so that's why I urge you women to really get something going for yourself. Honey, get you a new hairstyle, get you a wig, get you something that makes you feel good about you, so you're not walking around with baggage waiting for a man to pick it up and do something about it. Come on. Come on. And I need y'all to start matching these men's energy. When they play you to the left, you play them to the left. Why you ain't pick up my call? That's when you really get some ring time, because you're like, y'all too sweet. Men don't like sweet women. Even the best of them want a challenge. Stop being so nice. You have niced him to death. You are his mom. You cook his food. You wash his clothes. You're doing stuff, and this man's not even your husband. See, y'all, this went left because I was talking about something else. But the topic gonna change. I always decide after I'm done what the topic of the video or the audio gonna be. Y'all, stop. I used to be that chick. Now I ain't been cooking because I barely like to cook. Now I will cook. I cooked for my kids all week this week. I'm so proud of myself. But I'm talking about a man. No, you, baby, Jesus. I'm not, we got to be married. I'm not cooking for you. You hungry? You been single this long. You better figure it out. Girl, you better do it for somebody else. Well, let her do it. And I'll go on the dates. Let her cook for him. If I gotta compete, let me tell you, hold your standard together. And stop thinking that you being a doormat is what's going to keep you or keep him, because the less you do, the more you leave room for him to do. That way you don't hurt, because you ain't say, I gave my all. Why did you give him your all? You couldn't keep none of it for you. You couldn't keep none of it for your kids. You gave him your all, your all. Why you ain't even giving God your all. Don't give him your all. Dang it. Man ain't giving us they all. Your all? What is that? What is that? Your oral sex, back rubs, boy, the thought of it makes me exhausted. I've been married, y'all. That junk is a job. Ladies, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Being married is another job. And all the butterflies are gone. You can get sex when you want to. See, that's, let me pull the cover off marriage. Okay. Everybody single want to be married. Not everybody, y'all. Y'all better be careful. Everybody don't want to be married. But a lot of single people do. A lot of single women do. A lot of men want to get married when they can't, you know, they realize they're going to die. They realize they are getting old, and the little 2 pieces of hair, they can't slick it down to the side no more. They got to go on and go bald. See, this is the time. I think I need a wife. Oh my God. Baby, I'm not a hospice wife. I'm not a nurse. I'm a teacher. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a nurse. The devil is a lie. I'm not a nurse. If you need some medication, you better be able to put that left hand or that right hand up. I'm not a nurse. Repeat after me. I'm not a nurse. I'm a whatever. Fill in the blank. If you're a nurse, fine. But if you're a nurse, say, that's my job. That's not my role as a wife. I'm not playing with y'all. Stop playing. This is a new year, new day. Every day is a new year. You can make it a new year. I know it's what? I'm making this video and it is April. But it's still a new year. It's still fresh. Make it do what it do. Stop playing with me. Stop giving me your all. Number one. Take some of your time, your energy, your love, your stamina back. He don't appreciate it anyway. Yo, show a man how to treat you. Show a man how to treat you. Draw a line. He done flipped you over all kind of ways. Ain't nothing new for him to discover. The only thing left you can do is to take it back and reclaim it and tell him it ain't his. You know when they doing it now. I know I'm saved, but y'all know when it's good, whose is it? It ain't yours. Who do it the best? Stop lying. And all he can do is give you some vitamin D, and you left to pay the bills by yourself. You left to raise them kids by yourself. I swear in the name of Jesus, you better take all your love back. Take it back. Don't make me come over there and help you take it back. Marriage ain't what you think it is. You can have a husband and he don't pick up the phone. All the stuff you go through with single men, married men do it too. Them women that let them men cheat, they know they cheating. You know when your man cheat, you don't think a wife know? Stop playing. Wake up. Stop lying to yourself. You know when he ain't with you, he with somebody. He's not consistent enough. You get mad, you hang up on him, you cuss him out, he call you 2 weeks later, he back over there hitting it. He back over there lying, talking about y'all getting married. He's not going to marry you. You give him everything he got, everything he want without the ring. Why would he take his money to buy you anything? He gets away with murder. You let him get away with murder. This man don't have no consequences. The more he does, the more coochie you giving. Stop playing. Ain't that much oral sex in the world. You don't make him pay for nothing. And you know he dangling a couple of y'all around. Man, let me tell y'all, I'm proud of the woman I'm becoming. I'm telling you, I can see through the bull crap. See, we romanticize these men, and the version of them we pretended exists doesn't really exist. So we are dating a lie. We're dating a fantasy, and they're showing up as their true selves. But in our head, we've lied so we can have a reason to stay in the relationship because we're lonely. You wouldn't be lonely when you get through doing what I'm doing. And I'm not sitting around masturbating. I'm not buying no toys. I'm killing my flesh with the word of God, and I'm fasting. I don't entertain lustful videos and shows that's going to tempt me. And when that desire comes up, I rebuke it, and I really don't give in to it. And it's really a real thing. And after a while, it doesn't have any control over you, because what you feed grows. That's why I say I don't do toys, because if I do toys, I might as well go get the real thing. I ain't got time to play with no toys. So I don't want that. I'm telling you now, because anytime I've masturbated, I ended up doing it anyway. It's just a gateway. It's not a substitute. It's something the enemy tells you is clean and it's pure. It's not. It's going to lead you right back in the bed with the person you can't stand in the beginning. And the reason why you keep going back to him and you hate his guts is because of the soul tie that was created during the sexual encounter. Okay? Soul tie. That intimacy is created for a marital bed, so it can keep you coming back to your partner, and it's the glue to the marriage, in addition to the commitment. But you doing this with random people, and you hate him, and he treats you bad, but you can't get past the vitamin D. And we've all been there. I've been there. And it got to the point after I got it, I would block him because I ain't really want to deal with him. I just wanted the sex. And y'all may say, oh, that's how dudes move. Well, I did too. I knew I didn't want to deal with him and his son. I'm being honest. I did not want to deal with him on a regular day basis. That's how I know how men move. So if you giving them something, they haven't shown you they're worthy. Because I got a full package now. I'm not waiting for a father. My oldest has her own father. My youngest, her father passed. So, now that was my dude. Okay. Now it's us. We're not orphans. I'm not waiting on nobody to pick us up. Baby, I make good money. We straight. So I don't move like I'm desperate. Everything about me says I'm good. How you doing? And I'm not bitter now. I'm not bitter. That's why I could be fussing at y'all, because I'm trying to wake you up. You're the reason why he keeps mistreating you. Fool me once, it's on you. Fool me twice, it's on me. It's on me, okay? And I don't need it to be on y'all. So what are we really talking about? We're just having some girl talk today. I don't even know what the topic of this video gonna be. Audio. I don't know. Maybe it's called Wake Up. Maybe it's called Close Up. You better get a hold to your own desires so you can be treated the way you want to be treated. Because men are not going to give you what you're not giving yourself. Self-respect. Put some respect on it. Men can smell you being desperate from a mile away. I'm not desperate whatsoever. I'm not. I'm my own cheerleader. And as I get to know you and know what your game plan is, and this is before sex, okay, I can adjust, you understand, with class. Because I got too much going. And men think they the prize sometimes. And if it's a good man, maybe he is. But let me tell y'all something. I let my lessons, my relationships be lessons. Y'all not learning your lessons. You're making the same foolish mistake. And after a while, it's not a mistake, it's a choice. So I need you to choose you today. This video won't be long. I think I've said quite enough. Pick yourself up. Close them legs, baby. Close them. You done gave it out enough. And you're not getting anything in return but some disrespect. But some neglect, but some late night booty calls, but some of these men ain't hiding what they doing. But you won't stop. Cry it out, baby. Shed some tears. Shed some tears and get it over with. And learn that you can live without him. Will he be back? I don't know. Do you want him back? If you're still wondering if he'll be back, yeah, but But when he does come back, he may not be who you think. He might come back with one leg. He might come back broke, busted, and disgusted. And you're not going to even want him then. Trust me. They all come back. They all come back in one form or another. They all come back. And see, I love it when they come back. I'm being honest. I play them. I'll make them think I'm in love, and I'll remind them of every single thing they've ever done. And I'll drop you, and then they just can't stand it. Because by that time, you probably done ran through the women that was holding on. They don't want you no more, and neither do I. But you don't realize that. And so what you've done is come back my way, and I done played you, making you think you were the best thing I ever had. And at the time, I might have thought that. And guess what? Now I've seen the truth. And this man was so hurt. He dropping out presents. He popping up with flowers. He just could not. You calling me from random numbers. You email. Baby, you should have I'm like my aunt. Think about the fun you had. Think about the fun. Because that's one thing about me that's hard to do. My ego won't let me do it. If you didn't meet me where I was when we was there, and I was loving you, and you didn't love me the way I loved you, baby, 6 months down the line, I am good. Let me tell you why. My ego won't let me. My standards won't let me. Cause I'm like, wasn't this the same fool? Let me tell you guys this story I had. Let me tell you. So, great guy. We were friends for like 10 years. I mean, really, friends. Nothing kinky going down, friends. He was always like an angel in the bush. Anytime when I had my first divorce, anytime that happened, I mean, he furnished the apartment I lived in. He moved me. I mean, when I tell you, I don't know what took us so long to get together, but when we did, I just didn't understand why he didn't want to get married. And he was in the real estate. He bought a house, moved me in it. I mean, like, brother, ain't that the next step? But he just wasn't going to do it. And I remember one time, y'all, once after 10 plus years, I said, maybe he don't want me to meet his family, because now we were friends 10 years, but they didn't know it. And when we dated, they didn't know it. But I was a single mom, and I'm almost about to cry thinking about it, because that was the love of my life for a while. And I remember him not wanting, he just didn't never say it, but he just never made it a thing. And so I think when I got over it, one day I was bored. Now, I was dating my ex-husband. So let me make it clear. So I guess over the span of years, he had known me, and that was my second marriage. So the first marriage, he helped me through it. The second one is like before I got married, me and him went out of town, and my aunt was like, why you getting married and you going out of town with your exes? I still loved him, but it was something about just now meeting his family. Whew, I've been through it, y'all. That's why I'm healing. I'm healing. And I remember, I love this man. My dad told me, Mika, he not going to marry you. He said it's convenient for you to be in that house. So he knows you're not going to bring another man in that house. And he got you right where he wants you. And I wasn't paying the full rent, y'all. I thought I was doing it big. But I still didn't get the full picture. So one day, mold broke out in the house. And it forced me to move and get my own place, right? And it wasn't that I wasn't capable, but he liked me depending on him. He liked me needing him. And he kept the relationship after we really officially broke up. He kept the relationship vague. And by me living there, of course, we still kind of messed around or whatever. So long story short, you would think he was the man of my dreams. And I ended up moving, getting an apartment, and I just leveled up bit by bit, and I'm proud of myself. And so one day we connected again, and he saw the house I bought. Mind you, he's blown through all his money. He sold his only house that he had. Well, not the only house. He ended up being a resident in his own rooming houses, okay? Now, this is how his brother went down. He started vaping or smoking or whatever. And mind you, he comes and he says, now he's ready. Ready for what, brother? I will never forget how kind he was to me when my mom passed and all these things. But the time when I wanted you to be my husband is over. Your feet smell now. You're busted, broke, busted, and disgusted now. So it'd have been noble if you just really loved me and say, you know what, you the one that got away, but I'm not marrying you. So he thought, he thinks a lot of times like you're getting older. I said, yeah, and so are you, right? But I'm in a place he never thought I'd be in. He's always picking me about not being a homeowner, but I wasn't quite ready, right? And he didn't help it because he enabled me to just kind of float through life. I had bills, but I was staying in a really big house he had bought. And I knew I wasn't paying the full price for rent. So, long story short, I will never forget the things he did. I pray God bless him for it. But I don't owe you anything. And I'm not going to marry you now after all of that. I mean, I remember he took me, he spent a lot of money on me. But I just, that girl was gone. Y'all, that girl was gone. And I'm not thinking I'm an old crow or I don't know what people think. And now somebody finally I want me. I have options. And I do know that. And I would choose right this time. If there's this time. I'm not saying, because if I don't, that's fine. If I do, that's fine. I have learned in any circumstance to be content. I do not need a marriage certificate to make me feel fulfilled, okay? Because it's not really the marriage itself, it's the relationship you have with that person. And if you're not happy and skipping through the tulips before you go sign those papers, nothing about a dress or a ring or a family gathering to see you commit is going to change who he is or who she is. I'm telling you, you guys, listen to me, okay? So I said that to say I've had some wonderful men in my life. I don't regret the ones I've dated. I don't. I've learned something from each one of them. My daughter's her late father. I mean, he gave me a beautiful, beautiful child before he passed away. But I'm still here to talk about it, okay? So what am I saying? I need y'all, my queens, my princesses, whatever you call yourself, to shake it off. Heal, okay? I need you to heal. God is alive. He is amazing. If I could tell you all the things, if I could live to talk about losing my parents without losing my mind, that's a blessing. And I'm still whole, okay? And I'm being put back together again. And a lot of times the hurt that we feel, we did it to ourselves by allowing toxic relationships to expire. I mean, everything comes to an end, and we don't seem to realize everything has an expiration date. And you let that man or woman stay in your life way past the expiration date. That's why they poisoned you. That's why you were sick. That's why you were hurt. Okay? Whenever something is expiring, you have to get rid of it. You have to get rid of it. And so I pray that this bless you. I pray that you find your path, your strength. Okay? And if someone's listening who I've dated, I thank God for you, because everything was a lesson. My first husband was my best lesson. I learned that you don't get married for someone to take care of you. You take care of you. And he actually pushed me on into my destiny. I was avoiding going back to school. Then I wanted to go back to school. He didn't want me to. And I'm like, no, I got to get up out of here because I'm depressed. How am I married, living the life I said I wanted with my mom, him paying all the bills, and I'm sitting here depressed because God wasn't through with me yet? He has a plan for me. Bump anybody else. And so I don't idolize men anymore. And when God gives you a peek into who they really are, I want you to stop turning your head. Be courageous enough to face what God has shown you about the men in your life. Ask him to give you the strength to walk away. If you have children, I want you to pray that God put resources in your life. Because I know religion to keep us bound, but let me tell you something. God is able. Ask him to give you the courage, and you take a step of faith. And I promise you, he'll put things and people in store with you, there for you, so you don't have to take verbal or physical abuse. Now, I've never endured physical abuse. If I had, I would probably not be here to talk about it. I'm not gonna put up with much. I'm really not. I'm not built for it. But you know, I have gone back. I think all of us have. But that's not the purpose of this talk. I hope this was just a girl talk. I'm not to listen to it to give it a topic. But I thank you guys for listening. I want you to pick up your big girl panties and put them on. You understand? And be a real woman. Be a real woman. You know, have your own. You don't have to hate men to be successful. But you do not have to let somebody abuse you, use you, when you already could see what's in front of you. You understand? I pray you're blessed in your body, in your mind, in your soul, in your spirit, in your finances. You understand? In that purse you carrying, honey. I pray that your children are blessed and they're fulfilled and they're loved, and that God gives you the desires of your heart. I want you to download this, and I want you to email me if you really like more information about how to join, how to connect to the ministry, and how to get an inspiration. Now, I'm only doing a monthly meeting on Zoom, and I want you guys to respond so I can remember to go ahead and do my thing, and watch you and hear testimonies about you doing yours. All right, this has been T. Shantae. Until next time, be blessed.